As long as there have been people to put it there, there has been litter on the ground. Everyone from children to adults to college tailgaters is guilty of throwing trash around. Oftentimes, people are not even aware of its consequences, or choose to ignore them. In the local University of Georgia newspaper, the Red and Black, there was an article about the trash thrown on the ground at the University of Georgia campus that has called attention to the problem locally. However, if we take a step back, it also points out a larger issue America has as a nation. Unfortunately, putting up more trash cans has not been enough to fix the litter problem. There needs to be other options available to help the environment and reduce litter. The main issue with littering is that people tend to ignore where the trash goes, or what happens to it when they leave it on the ground. Most people try to properly dispose of their waste when they can, or when it's convenient, but the truth is that a larger effort is needed to truly help the environment. The act of throwing trash on the ground is irresponsible and unsightly. One major problem with litter being on the ground is that it can harm local flora and fauna. A chipmunk could choke on a piece of plastic, or a spilled drink could change the pH of the soil and suffocate a plant. Litter is harmful to us and the environment because some trash could get swept down a stream and make its way to our waterways, where it could continue to pollute our planet, kill marine life, and, in a not-so-drastic situation, ruin an important food chain in our ecosystem. Excess trash that is not properly disposed of is also a health hazard. Trash attracts vermin and is the home of abundant resources for bacteria to thrive on, both of which cause illness. Litter has negative effects on people, but is always caused by them. Tailgaters are often having so much fun or are so distracted by other things that they do not always think out the consequences of their actions. They tend to just throw their trash on the ground with the idea that someone else will come by the next day and pick it up after them. It must be noted that there is a correlation between the average tailgater and the group of people who, statistically, are most likely to litter. The Missouri Department of Transportation has conducted a survey that shows the group of people most likely to litter are between the ages of 16 to 24, are smokers, are unmarried, eat fast food, are out for nighttime entertainment, and have traveled over 50 miles in one day. A majority of these circumstances can describe most tailgaters. However, on a national scale, there are many who take part in this act of all demographics. Anytime anyone throws a styrofoam cup on the ground, it is a problem. If no one picks that cup up to dispose of it properly, that very cup will sit there for over 1,000,000 years before it fully decomposes. With the growing apathy modern people have towards their own waste, the likelihood of that styrofoam cup staying there that long is a distinct possibility. New ideas must be put into action now to prevent that from happening. Things must be different, and people be more proactive to help keep their community clean. Moderation is one key step in making a movement towards that new sense of activism. At one home football game on the University of Georgia campus, over 70 tons of trash was picked up, most of which was plastic plates and cups. When going to an event where people are required to bring their own eating utensils, they will often buy a large pack of disposable plasticware that they can get in bulk. With these extra cups and plates available, instead of using the same utensil repeatedly, they will continue to use a new one each time. By not reusing the same item over again, they are creating more trash that need not exist. Signs can be placed up around the community asking people to be conscientious of their surroundings and use only one set of utensils per person when celebrating at a game or an outside function. This would greatly reduce the litter on the ground, but on its own, it is not enough to sufficiently impede the littering problem. One major way to both cut down on litter and better help the environment is to further encourage recycling. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines recycling as any process of making reuse, or a substance available for reuse, for activities through natural processes of biochemical degradation or modification. By reusing materials, people will create less waste overall. Most people own a recycling bin and use it occasionally. However, for this process to be successful, everything that can be recycled must be. One possibility for the university and the nation to reduce litter is to place not only trash cans at local points, but also recycling bins. This would give people twice as many available receptacles for waste. I have first-hand experience with the success of this concept. On Saturday, November 17, 2009, after following the steps listed on the Game Day Trash website, I volunteered to work with the UGA Ecology Club. I stood outside Sanford Stadium with recycling bags and watched as hundreds of tailgating gamegoers willingly did their part and recycled their bottles and cans. We collected tons of potential litter. Because the opportunity to recycle was readily available to them, the tailgaters were more likely to make the responsible choice and properly dispose of their waste. As in everything humanity does, there is a psychological reason behind littering, and if these recycling bins can convince people that they are helping the environment, they would be more prone to make the necessary effort and make use of the receptacles. Recycling is a great way to dispose of plastics, aluminum, and other industrial polymers. Recycling bins are just one option, however, as more methods can be taken to make the University of Georgia campus and America as a whole more environmentally friendly. As great as recycling is, there is still a better option for more natural products. Food waste and other things that are easily biodegradable, such as paper or occasionally cardboard, can actually be more useful when in contact with the ground. Composting is great for the environment, and if people are adamant about their trash being with the ground, they can now do it in a way that is beneficial to the world around them. Composting is easy to do and requires little effort. Organic wastes are mixed into dirt and kept moist. As the wastes begin to decompose, the nutrients in them are recycled and reused by the plants around the compost and the organisms in it. By setting up specified compost heaps around campus, people can dispose of their organic waste materials in a proper way and help keep the area clean and beautiful. Some smell is produced with the decomposing food waste, but the compost heaps themselves can be out of the way so that they do not offend anyone. Different, specified, clearly marked containers can be set up next to the trash cans and recycle bins for food waste, thus giving people 3 times the opportunity to dispose of their waste. Unfortunately, there will never be a way to ever permanently stop littering, but there are other methods available to help reduce the impact of the trash. There are companies that are trying to make a difference. These businesses are making biodegradable products that, if left unattended or on the ground, will in essence dispose of themselves. These products are specifically made to degrade quickly when exposed to certain conditions, but hold sturdy when in use. Thankfully, these products are usually made into cups, plates, and cutlery, which are some of the primary forms of waste left on the ground. Best of all, because they are corn and wheat-based products, they can be used in conjunction with compost piles, and after use be returned to the ground and their nutrients reused. This process can be completed in 3 to 6 weeks under the right circumstances. If local retailers would carry these products, the danger litter poses could be greatly reduced. Littering is a serious problem that will not get better with the methods currently being utilized. New ways of protecting the environment are needed to successfully change the world and keep it green. Recycling is an idea that can work if and only if everyone takes an active role in it, but more proactive steps must be taken. Recycling reuses plastic materials. Compost piles can help recycle nutrients from food trash, and biodegradable waste can help save space and make it easier for the environment to absorb. But these ideas work best in conjunction, and only when everyone does their part. That is all it takes to make the world beautiful.